guys, welcome to the channel today. It's me and Beckett here in the kitchen and the rest of the crew's around here somewhere. Today's video is gonna be about grape juice. You know what's great about having good neighbors and that you know and you've befriended real well is they share the abundance of their harvest. And so we have a neighbor down the road has shared some grapes with us. He called Stumpy and I it's been a week or so ago, I think, and had some grapes that he wanted to share. And so he came down, him and his wife came and brought us a large bag. I don't know, how many would you think it was in there? It was it 5 pounds maybe or more? We were very grateful. Now they also had bought some juice that they had already juiced and it was frozen, so I put it in the freezer. My recipe that I use is just the Cerdo recipe, but it called for us to discard the stems and I'm gonna need my glasses because I can't see. Discard the stems and crush the grapes. And then we would place them in a saucepan of some sort and add about half a cup of water to the grapes. The amount of grapes that it called for was 3 pounds of Concord grapes. And then you just let them simmer for about 10 minutes. But I didn't want to do the sieve, you know, and so I know that we have talked to you about this and we've mentioned this to you before, our handy gadget. But this is our steamer that we do for our blackberry jelly. I can't tell you how valuable this is to my canning supplies. It's been the best investment ever, and I don't even know the name of it, but you could just, like a fruit steamer, I think is what it's called. But it comes with 3 different pans, and I'm going to show you each pan real quick. Like, you got the lid, of course. Beckett's done bailed on me. And you have a strainer pot that goes on the top, and then the next layer is, it's like a bundt pan, and that's where your juice collects. And then the bottom pan is where you put your water in, and you put your fruit in this basket here. And what happens is, as it steams, the fruit juice is going to come out of this tube and you're going to gather it. I wasn't real sure the grapes would do it. It works excellent for our blackberries and stuff like that. We've tried it on citrus fruit. It didn't work. It didn't work good at all. But this has been the biggest blessing for us. So we tried it, loved it. So I thought, well, maybe let's just try it on the grapes to see how it does. It did a great job. Now what I did though is when I put the grapes in here, I filled the bottom with water and let the water get hot. You have to keep an eye on this pot, the bottom pot, because it will run out of water on you real quick. Like, I just got my potato masher and I just mashed the grapes after I had washed them and let them steamed and all that. And then of course the juice just started coming out of this. And then all I was left with was just the pulp and the skins of the grape. But this, I can't tell you, is an excellent, excellent investment for your canning kitchen, for sure. I'll try to get the name and the link to where you can get that. But after I think this top pot it wasn't slam full, but it was 3/4 of the way full with grapes when I added them in there. And what I ended up with was, there's 8 cups of pure grape juice there, and then a 4 cup. And actually this 4 cup was a little shy, so I added a little bit of water because it was pure. It was the pure grape juice, and I figured that, being that I didn't do it the way the recipe said, adding a little bit of water would not have hurt. So this particular recipe calls for 4 cups of prepared juice, 7 cups of sugar, and 1 Cerdo, or pectin of your choice is what you can do. But this is the Cerdo way that we use, and like I said in the past, the liquid pectin, this liquid pectin has always done us right. We've gotten another brand, and we can't seem to figure it out. But anyway, today I'm going to be making some grape juice. We're going to do the single recipe first, the 4 cups, and show you how. Did I say grape juice? I meant grape jelly. We're going to be making grape jelly, and I'll show you how we do it here. But I've got my sugar ready. I've got my 4 cups ready. I got my pots. Now, I know that in the past that we have shared with you, we stick our jars in the oven, but being that it is a evening time or afternoon time, I've got supper in the oven. I just went the old-fashioned way, and I filled up my canning pot, my small canning pot, and I've got my jars down in there getting hot in hot water, and then I'll just pull them out and use them. And of course, you can't do canning without your Forjars. We got our Forjars lids here, and I'll have them in warm water too when we get ready to go. But let's get started on this, and I'll show you how we got grape jelly. And it is a blessing. I am truly, truly blessed by having this. So let's get busy. Okay, so I got my pan here. I got my jars getting hot. What I'm going to do, this particular pectin Certo, it has you add your sugar and your prepared fruit together. And I know we've probably shared this before. I'm going to go ahead and pour. This is 4 cups of prepared juice. Look at that beautiful. Isn't that pretty? Pour 4 cups of prepared juice. Go ahead and add that in there. I've got my 7 cups of sugar measured out. I'm going to go ahead and add it. Get my wooden spoon. I actually like this thing. I'm going to stir it. I'm going to go ahead and turn my eye on and let it get hot. But what we have found that works good for us is adding a small amount of butter to our jelly recipes that helps cut down on the foaming. I think we've shared that before. I'm not sure. I'm gonna get. I see it peeling right there. I don't want to let it left in. But what that margarine does is or not margarine. I do not use margarine. I'm just telling you, I don't use margarine. I use real butter. Is it helps to cut down on the foam. And so we're going to let this get hot and come to a boil. Keeping it stirred because I don't want my sugar to stick. And once it comes to a boil, we're going to add our pectin, and we're going to let it boil for 1 solid minute. And then we're going to jar it up. And y'all are going to be right here with me. You can take this and put your juice through a cheesecloth if you want to get all of the pulp out. But I think I'm going to like having some of the pulp in there. And there's not that much. Just a handful. And they're tiny, minute pieces. So, I have 3 recipes of jelly. I probably will only, I don't know if I have enough sugar. I'll have to measure out my sugar for the next round. If I have enough sugar there, then I will make the other 2 recipes after this one. If not, I'll just put it in the freezer and freeze it for another time. I didn't want it to go bad. I was so worried it's going to go bad on me because it had been a few days since we'd gotten since I juiced them. I can't forget my canning mat from Megan. Let me go get it. And I know you're thinking that, my goodness, the only videos that we've released lately have been canning videos. We've had canning with Stumpy, his potato video, and his butterbean video. But down here in lower Alabama where we are, it gets very hot during the summer. And we've had heat indexes up to 115 on certain days. And so we haven't felt like doing a whole lot outside lately. This is the day that the hurricane was coming ashore, so a lot of the heat is pulled to the hurricane. So the last 2 days have been rather nice in the 80s, 87 with a north wind, and that's been very nice. But prior to that, it was ugly, it was miserable. You did not want to be out there. And so the only thing that's really growing for us in the garden right now are our peppers. And the rest of the raised bed is in a mess. But that's why we are doing a lot of canning videos lately, is because we haven't been outside much. It's just been miserable down here. So, but you know, we like sharing canning videos too. And speaking of canning, we will be doing a canning class at Petals from the Past, our fall festival, fall garden festival that they have every year on September the 14th. Tracy reached out to us from Just Dig It Farms and wanted to know if we wanted to do a canning class, and we said sure. And so we will be doing one of the classes there. Get excited. I feel kind of unworthy to be teaching those classes because I don't feel like I'm the smartest person to be teaching them, but I will teach you how I do it, and it's going to be called no pressure canning, and we're going to do it on a pressure canner because a lot of people are afraid to use a pressure canner, and so we are going to do that. So, and you don't want to miss that if you're able to come. It is free. You just need to go online to Petals from the Past and register for the event so that they can know how many to expect to come. And you do have to register for the classes. But all of that is free. You get to meet other YouTubers there. And then we'll be there. We'll be selling some of our goodies as well. So we hope if you can make it, you'll come. But anyway, just waiting on the grape juice and the sugar to melt and get ready. I'm keeping it stirred. And once it comes to a boil, I'm going to let it boil a little bit, like maybe a minute or so. And then I'm going to add the 1 pack of liquid pectin. And then we're going to bring it back up to a boil and stir it while that pectin's in there. And then we're going to be ready to jar. And I can't wait to see what it looks like. My grandbabies love grape jelly. And so does my son-in-law. And so what a blessing it is to have all of this grape juice. I had to keep Stumpy out of it. He was drinking it. And I said, you can't drink my grape juice, our grape juice. And because I wanted to make grape jelly for everybody. So anyway, let's check on this and see how it's doing. I went and got my mat from my canning mat that Megan gave me. It's time for the Cerdo. This has come to a boil, so I'm going to put the Cerdo in. Boy, that's pretty. Pretty, pretty. We'll give it a stir. And when it comes back up to a rolling boil, I'll let it boil 1 minute, and I won't stir it then, okay? I've got the pectin in. It's going to come up. I can already kind of tell it's going to gel. It's going to be pretty. And got my jars ready. Once I put the juice in the jars, this prepared juice and all of the jelly, I wipe the rims, put the lids on finger tight, and then we're going to process them for 10 minutes, the small jars. I brought in some bigger jars. I get them washed in case I don't have enough small jelly jars. I can use them. But I have 2, 4, I have 8 jars in here, and that should cover this single recipe, and that'll give me some idea of what I need for. I did have enough sugar to do the double recipe, so I'll get that done after I do this recipe. I'm going to get my funnel ready. It's boiling now, so I'm going to set the timer. It didn't take it long, did it? Timer. 1 minute and let it start. Okay, it's been a minute. Turn that off. I'm going to turn this off, and I'm going to pull out some of my hot jars. I need to rotate this back. Let's turn this off. I'm going to put the hot jars back there, and I'm just going to rotate this to the edge of the stove right here where I can can. I probably need to move my camera over here where y'all can see. guys. Old Stump's with me now. Finished the jelly. Got it finished. It turned out really pretty. Let me get a towel to hold it up because it's still warm. Maybe I can hold these down here. These have cooled a little bit, but look at that. So, and it's already started setting. So pretty.
Yeah.
All because our neighbor thought of us and brought us some grapes. And we still have juice in the freezer. And it just...
We can make some more.
Exactly, we can.
Did that same fella give us, you know.
Yeah, we can. And very, very simple recipe. And I shared with y'all that I just follow the Cerdo recipe. Now, for this particular recipe, I showed you the neat gadget that we like to use in our kitchen, which made the process so simple. I will say though, in some of the jars you can see the pulp. Some of the pulp in them. Some of them have pulp in them, and if you don't want pulp,
it'll just make it that much better.
It'll leave the flavor in there. But you can strain it through a cheesecloth and just get the juice. But I didn't mind the pulp. There's hardly any. There's no peeling in it, but maybe a piece or two here or there. But it took me just an afternoon.
Just a couple of hours, really.
Well, I started on it. I don't know what time I started on it, and it's now 7:30 in the evening time. And so it was in the middle of trying to cook and get supper done, and everybody ate, and the dishes cleaned up. But we got it done, and I'm so thankful to I'm going to say it, Mr. Johnny and Miss Beverly, for thinking of us and sharing their grapes with us.
That's right.
We've tried to grow grapes in the past.
We still got some vines going now, but probably
yeah.
next year before we have any grapes.
But we are excited. And I told them about us, the reason why we're doing a lot of canning videos is because it's so hot.
Yeah.
It's definitely hot.
Yeah. We didn't need to do some cooking videos too and let you kind of show you some of the things, some of our canned stuff that we, we eat it every day.
Right.
Right. It's too high to buy in the grocery store.
It's exactly right. Exactly right.
That's just like this jelly right here. Smucker's grape jelly like this is probably, at least $3.
For a jar that size?
Yeah.
Oh, I would venture to say probably $4 for a jar.
Yeah, not grape jelly.
You don't think so?
Other jellies are more expensive, but grape is not as bad.
I'll have to check that out and see.
But
these larger sizes would be probably.
Really, that's like you said, what, 24?
24 half pints.
Pints.
Which 3 of them I put in. I didn't have any half pints, so I put them in pint jars. Which, I'll give to Erica and Anthony because they eat it more than we do.
That's right. A lot of people too had rather have, these make great Christmas gifts, things like that to your family, and they'd rather have it. Like I said, 3 of them 24. That's $72 worth of jelly. And like I said, we still got enough juice in the freezer that they give us to make some more.
I could probably do two more makings. And all. And I couldn't, I could, but my Forjars, I have to give a shout out to my Forjars lids. They didn't fail me. That they are already starting to seal on the first set that I took out, and they didn't buckle or anything like that. And so I'm just so pleased with the Forjars lids. And I can't say enough good things about them. They're a little pricey, but if, it had gotten to a point where we were losing.
It's not, if it saves you a jar or two of food, they pay for themselves.
Yeah.
Versus using another lid. I'm not going to mention any names, but if it saves you a jar or two of food here and there, they pay for themselves. But anyway, like I said, if we have this much more, basically our neighbors give us $150 worth of jelly. And all we got in it is a little thyme, the lids, and some sugar. and pectin. You know, I mean, we probably have less than $20, even if we make this much more.
That's right.
You know, in $150 worth of jelly. And so, I mean, it just takes a little bit of something to go a long ways on jelly. You know, I mean.
Well, you're thinking about 22 half pints here. You're not going to eat a jar in one sitting unless you have a large family, of course.
Right.
But you know, a jelly jar for us, well, once we open it, will last, you know, several breakfasts.
Breakfasts and all.
Peanut butter jelly sandwiches.
And just say that you use each jar to make PB&Js or peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Say this jar makes 6. You know, and so if you do the math there again, 6 times 24. Let's see this. That's 144. You know, and so that's 144 sandwiches right there.
Yeah.
Peanut butter and jelly
and
sandwiches.
And it's gonna gel
you know.
good.
Yeah, you can tell it. It's already gelling.
Yeah, I had some from the first, and I just put it in this bowl. Oh, they went to pop.
Music
but I
to
put
our ears.
But I put it in the bowl and look at it. It's already.
Oh yeah, it's got a nice. A nice texture to it
Let's
already.
see what it tastes like.
Oh, sure, it's good. Like grape jelly. Yeah, let's have a try.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's done gelled up nice. Need some peanut butter.
Too late. Too
And
late.
some light bread.
Too late. Too late. Too late. Anyway, thank y'all for joining me today on the video, and what a blessing it is to have neighbors and friends that share. And,
That's right.
You know what? You should pay it forward too, and we
Absolutely.
we always try to. Just like, you know, we get pears from a friend of ours, and we take him onions.
Those actually come from my daughter's house there.
Yeah, those are from. They're a little soft now though. But anyway, we appreciate y'all watching today, and as Stumpy always
A
says,
simple life is a much more enjoyable life. It is.
It sure is, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you on the next video. God bless.
See y'all.